It's not easy being a dictator without a country. Other dictators have secret meetings and plan evil things, and I just sit here and plan to unload the dishwasher. They oppress their people and exploit them and cause heinous acts, and I've got nothing. My hands are idle. Some of them are just, you know, sometimes I wonder if God is just, smiling on them because they're stupid or they're ugly or both. But at the end of the day, I know it's probably just because they were born to a dictator. I don't think that's fair. I don't see how that's fair. I mean, why should I have to respect that? But I'm my own dictator. Pulled myself up from my bootstraps, whatever that means. These people were born into it. I grew into it. You know, that's why it's important for dictators out there to, you know, choose their offspring wisely. You can't just make a dictator by having a baby. You gotta, you gotta have something that's been formed, somebody who wants it, somebody who's got the passion for it. You know, um, that's why I'm creating a new company called Dictator Adoption Services, where you can adopt your own dictator. Somebody who's been groomed for that role, somebody who really wants to be there, not somebody just punching a time clock for dictation. Um, we got people that have, already doing bad things. They got in trouble for setting fireworks off in a mailbox, stuff like that. These are prime candidates for dictators in the future. You know. Um, Problem is, dictators tend to baby their kids. They got their own private, teachers and all that, and that doesn't really do well because you got this spoiled little brat running a country, and yeah, they tend to be very selfish, which is very necessitated in being a dictator. But at the end of the day, they're just a spoiled brat, and if one of their generals decides to stab him in the back, spoiled brat's gonna go down. He's gonna go down crying. And that's embarrassing. I mean, if you want, a child who's suicidal for religion, we offer that. We have a child who likes rockets. We have that. Um, if you want a child that will one day tell everyone they must paint their car white, and then the next day paint them all black, we don't have that. But I've heard there's a dictator who's already done that, so I think the bases are covered there. Um, do you want a child that destroys other people's sandcastles on the beach? I do have one of those. But according to legal requirements, he's not available until he's 18. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers here. Come on. Um, and what type of dictator would I be if I don't enforce the law? And law is the law. Um, that's about it. Yeah. Dictator adoption services. Trump says he'll only be a dictator on day one. Well, I've been a dictator since day one. And these kids that you can adopt have been dictators since day one. Um, there's no cure for being a dictator. So, the problem's not going to go away. You can't just hand it off to somebody. I mean, if you think about it, what it takes to be a prime dictator, it's like one in a million at least. So you'd have to have a million offspring to choose that prime dictator. I mean, what are the chances? You know, like that's something you don't want to leave up to fate. This is something. You want to dictate with Dictator Adoption Services. Thank you.